All right, thank you so much. Well, I am meeting some new friends today. Mr. George Cole is founder and president of National Credit Educational Services, as well as Mrs. K.F. McCray is the owner and broker of Aglow Realty. She's licensed in Georgia and Alabama, and they're here to have a little discussion about something I'm sure a lot of people don't want to hear about right now. It's Christmas time, right? And let's talk about those credit cards and all that other spending. And then January, the bills come, right? And your credit score may have taken a little ding. So you are hosting. First of all, welcome to both of you, and thank you for being here.
I appreciate it.
And again, I'm sure a lot of people are like doing this. We don't want to hear this right now, but they need to hear it right now.
Absolutely.
Correct? You are hosting a free credit educational seminar actually tonight at the Hilton Garden Inn. Who should be there?
I think everybody needs to be there. People with low credit scores, people with excessively high credit scores. We need to understand how to manage our credit. We need to understand all the algorithms that create credit scores, the behavior that FICO looks for to determine if you're going to be credit worthy or not. You don't know what life's going to bring. You don't know what business you may want to start. If you want to get a second home, you want to invest, start a business, you need to know the parameters. Buy a car, get an apartment, get back on your feet. You need to know the parameters of the behavior that the scoring system is looking for to help you to get qualified for these situations.
Now you can speak with experience because you've been in the profession for over 20 years.
Yes.
You've worked for some major corporations.
Yes.
And so why is it important for consumers to just pay attention to every detail? Because there are things on the credit report that may not be their fault or their responsibility.
The reason why people should pay attention is because errors are very expensive. And errors stay on your credit report for 7 years. And no matter if it's true or not, when you're at the car dealer, when you're at the mortgage company trying to get a loan, they're going to look at that, not your story. And so therefore, what is on your credit report is going to reflect your potential of borrowing, your interest rate, how much you're going to be able to borrow. It just controls your whole life. And people don't realize it also controls their employment, getting a job, keeping a job, getting promoted, getting demoted, or getting terminated from a job.
Wow.
Especially if you're a government worker, people can do all kinds of things. That's why credit is way more serious than what anybody can imagine. It is the #1 influencer in America today.
Especially if you want to buy a house.
Especially if you want to buy a house.
So what is the market doing now, and how much emphasis is placed on that credit score when you apply to purchase a house?
Well, when you apply to purchase a house, the first thing they do is they're going to pull a credit report.
Okay.
And when they pull a credit report, they're looking for a certain FICO score, which is Fair Isaac Company. And with that, you have to have a minimum of 620 Beacon score or a FICO score. And if you do not qualify according to that score, you will be rejected or turned down or denied according to the mortgage industry.
And now, and the other piece to that, your credit score can kind of reflect how much house you can purchase?
Absolutely, absolutely. It reflects that. And your score, your income, is basically taken into consideration across the board. They look at the big picture. And from the big picture, as far as how much money you make, how much you spend, your ratio, all of these things are taken in consideration. But the driving point is your credit.
Now, and I know I mentioned purchasing a home, but in recent years, even if you want to rent an apartment, they will pull a credit, or some places will pull that credit score.
Yes.
You said that there are approximately 40 million Americans with errors on their credit reports, and that, of course, this is enough to lower their scores. And then you say that's nearly 5 times the population of New York City.
Yes, yeah, it's the amount of errors that are on the credit report is just enormous. You know, the credit reporting agency has the propensity to be able to put negative things on your credit report. Then you'll go and maybe pay a collection or pay something off or pay a tax lien, but then they fail to update the information on your credit report to show that it's been satisfied, to show that it's been paid. Therefore, the liability is still sitting there. So basically, these are errors. These are things that could cause you to be turned down from a home where a realtor or that that homeowner may not want to wait another month for you to get it off your credit report. They need to sell their house. You just lost that deal. So therefore, that's why they have issues of getting sued.
We need to do this. We're going to take a break. And another error that many people are having to deal with is identity theft. So we need to, and that's another error that can prevent you from getting that car or that mortgage. We need to take a break. We'll talk more with George Cole and Kay McCray as they prepare for a free credit educational seminar taking place here in Albany tonight. Stay with us. Welcome back, everybody. Again, tonight at the Hilton Garden Inn, 7 until 9, there's a free credit educational seminar, and you are invited. Just take a few minutes, or I guess what about maybe 2 hours, okay, 2 hours out of that shopping schedule to go and learn more about why it's important to make sure that there are no errors on your credit report. I'm joined by George Cole, who is founder and president of National Credit Educational Services, and Kay McCray is owner and a broker of Aglow Realty, a license in Georgia and Alabama. Talk about the National Credit Educational Services. Where are you based and what is your mission?
Well, National Credit Education Services our mission is that it was derived from helping people to be able to understand their credit, helping people to fulfill their dreams, their goals, to help people to understand how their lives can be changed. It does not have to be the way somebody says it is. Like if you go to buy a house, they say, no, your credit's not good enough. You go buy a car, they say no. Everywhere you turn, it says no. These situations can be changed, and I want people to know it. I want to see people live their fullest to the fulfillment of their life financially, and that's what life is about. That's what we're here for. We are a nonprofit. We were created in 2009. I've been, doing this business for 20 plus years.
And again, we mentioned about those mortgages being denied sometimes because of a lower credit score. If you're trying to get an apartment, that can be the case as well.
Right.
How much information or feedback from people who you work with talk about identity theft? Because that can cause a problem on your credit report as well.
Yes. Like we talked about earlier, is it related to errors? That's the importance of making sure that we do diligently check our credit reports.
And monitor it.
And monitor it, because things happen. And as it relates to identity theft, someone may have a common name like Williams or Jones or Smith, and someone take their name and begin to use their credit from that standpoint, or companies make an error because a social security number may be closed and off one little digit, and that enables someone to steal their identity and begin to operate under someone else's name.
Again, who should be there? Are we talking young couples, singles, senior citizens?
Yes.
Tonight?
I want to see some students there too.
Okay.
Some people,
Start
15,
early.
that's right, 15 years old, to understand how credit works, so that they can go into life. If they don't go to college, if they miss something, or they go to trade school, or even if they come out of school, I want to show you the value of working at McDonald's and working at Walmart both in one day, and how you can accumulate whatever you want to. It's all driven by your score. And then senior citizens, everybody in between.
Okay, I need to give your number. If you have questions, there's no charge for this, but if you have questions ahead of time, 229-395-0517. Again, a free credit educational seminar tonight, 7 until 9 at the Hilton Garden Inn. Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Something we
Karla.
need to think about this time of year.
Thank you.
Coming up, starting at 4, we'll tell you what churches are doing in the South ahead of the Christmas holiday to make sure people are safe. We've got that story and more at 5 and 6. In the meantime, for the latest news and weather, log on to WALB.com.